a princess. A wicked witch of the east, bro. You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Am I wrong?
And we are live. The boys are back. What you shaking your head about?
I thought we'd never get back here, Cheese. I thought I would never get fucking power again.
What was the intro?
That was brutal.
What are you talking about? I'm excited. I'm excited to see you guys again.
Coach is live.
He's
Fuck it. Fuck it. We're live. We are live, and the boys are back.
Horrible bullshit show nobody listened to with him and Sam.
Did you listen?
Did you listen to that shit, Cheese?
No, I didn't know we posted it.
We posted it. We had to put something out there. Kyle had no power. Cheese is out in the middle of camp, and our listeners are like, yo, what the fuck? Where's the podcast? So
you put that shit out? They would have rather not heard anything.
That's not the reviews I got. It's not the reviews I got. I heard it was good.
Listening to Sam go line by line of his fucking fantasy football team was some serious radio there. Jeez.
And he's getting ready to get kicked out of the fantasy team anyway, league anyways.
Oh, is he?
He never does his fucking punishment. He didn't bring that up, did he? Left that out.
Hearing that. He did say he finished twice. He finished last twice.
I think he did one, but they hadn't done the other one.
What was the punishment, Luke? Lay it on me.
So last year was the first year I was in the league, and Sam finished last. The punishment was a full body waxing.
Well, he already does that. That's
maybe that's why he was for it. I don't know, but all I know is it hasn't been done yet.
Cheese. He proposed that
because he voted twice. They're trying to figure out how they got wrong numbers. He voted twice.
Oh my god! No, but overall, dude, it was a pretty good show. Cheese. I don't know if you listened to it, but it was good. I thought they did a pretty good job, and it was actually insightful. Unlike me and you, that are more me that doesn't know shit about anything and just cracks on everybody. Dude, Luke's take.
Cheese.
Did you hear the take about he's going to shoot Donald Trump himself? Did you hear that one, Cheese?
Can you say that? They just arrested a man in Florida.
Hey, he said it, not me. I'm just repeating.
That's not what I said. I said if they were to interrupt the British Open for some political shit, I'm going to shoot Donald Trump myself. That's what I said. And luckily, they didn't do it.
And you mean assassinating a president getting assassinated is not bigger than a stupid ass golf tournament?
It was the day or two after. It wasn't even about him getting assassinated. It was like Joe Biden, and I'm like, I don't care. I couldn't care less. That's what it was. They were.
You're gonna be.
Do you vote? Luke?
Me?
He doesn't vote.
I don't vote.
Clearly, he doesn't.
Cheese. If I couldn't listen. This election is already going to piss me off, especially once we get into college football season, and my Twitter timeline is all like Kamala Harris this and Donald Trump that. I'm going through Twitter. I'm going through Twitter every day. Not into. I don't know how many times I had to put not interested in this post, not interested in this post to get that shit off my timeline.
Worlds. You get college football and political nonsense.
No, I just want straight college football on my timeline this fall. That's all I want.
You are not.
Did you not see the tweets where they're talking about how Joe Biden dropping out was like him entering the transfer portal?
So good.
Like, go.
No, the tweets are fun. I'm not talking about that because I do like the funny tweets, but like the ones like I'm sure y'all are getting them too on your Twitter feed that are like. Back in 2016, like Donald Trump, and then like I'm like I couldn't care less, man. Like really, I don't care. I just don't care.
My favorite one so far was it. The thing was describe Joe Biden in football terms, and it was just a picture of DeMar Hamlin.
Oh my god!
See, that shit's funny. That shit
useless.
Useless. Awesome.
So awesome, good, dude.
See,
so
I'm
good.
fine with that. I'm fine with that. And like, I got Siri listening on me now. I feel sorry.
Oh God!
I'm about to come out.
Hey, Hillary's out here, Cheese. She's got shooters in the streets.
Hey, I survived the last show, so I've made it this far, so I think I'm in the clear, but we'll see.
But hey, that shit ain't gone viral yet. It's gonna go viral, and they're gonna be knocking on your door.
As long as they don't interrupt college football now, everybody's fine. Like no one's gonna get hurt. But anyway, I do need to take this time real quick just to apologize to the listeners because I handed out some awful picks for the British Open.
Picks sucked again.
We're not going to get it. We're not going to get
What
into
is
it.
this guy's deal with Rory McIlroy? And then he goes out and puts on an absolute Coach
Yeah, it
showed
was
his
a-
naked ass out there.
Yeah, I'm not going to hide from it. It was a shocker. The way he had been playing, like coming in, I was like, this dude's going to play good. I'd rather take him at plus, 850 than wait until the weekend and take him at plus 350.
Yes,
So that was my reason. I didn't account for, I guess, Rory McIlroy is just an absolute choke job when it comes to majors and also any wind mile per hour over like 8. And it was 30 consistently the whole week.
Coach, when he ripped that one onto the train tracks, Coach,
it was all over the place. It was
Coach,
all
just
over the
pack
place.
it in, Cheese. Just pack
He
it the
did.
fuck in.
Coach.
Kyle, this dude literally in a press conference afterwards, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about the British
let's
Open
move
because I don't care who won, like Xander won, blah blah blah, whatever. But Rory gets on a press conference and he's like, "Yeah, after I shot a 8 on hole 4, I basically knew that I wasn't going to win, so I was already thinking about where I'm going on vacation." And I'm like, if you're not going to care, dude, then like why do I care so much?
He said that?
He said that.
Oh.
Yes.
Coach,
This was
when you
Friday. This was
you're
Friday after he shot a 78 on Thursday. Comes out and he has to like probably shoot even par or 1 under to make the cut.
Mm-hmm.
He shoots an 8 on a par 4 on like hole 4, and then he basically said after that he's like, "Yeah, I knew that I wasn't gonna make it." So
What did you want him to say, guys?
That's a good point. I mean, what? Hey, I played like shit again. Like,
Hey, I'm gonna go.
well,
Hey,
I know I'm not gonna quit my whole fucking career, obviously, but it's just funny, and it's also great watching those guys struggle. Like, it's just fun.
no, it was great. I loved like the whole tournament itself was awesome. The wind was fucking insane. The weather was
Coach,
crazy.
is there no other time they can play that tournament so that the weather's not so bad? I feel like
No, dude, it's
always
Scotland.
bad.
Well, it's also part of it. I think it's part of the tournament. Is like that you don't get that kind of conditions in the U.S. where you can play because those courses are based on like a beach where the
Right.
ground is sand. So you couldn't play in weather like that in like fucking Texas. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
and
the
there
ground
ain't
would just be
shit
so.
to block that wind, huh? It's just
No,
loose,
it's awesome.
wide
It's
open,
awesome.
right?
The only other place that's like that to a certain extent in the U.S. is Pebble.
Yeah, but like even there, it can still get like rained out.
Yeah, that's also true.
It's just a wind. So you
I
I
put
love
into that
watching
shit.
videos of like civilians going to go play Pebble, and it's like 45 miles per hour wind. It's like a light rain.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah. Still playing it.
$50
Yeah.
to go play in this shit.
People
What are we
love it.
doing?
People love it. Hey, Greg would do it.
100%.
Yeah, Greg would do it for sure. Cheese.
Anyway, but
is this motherfucker Joe Biden alive or is he dead?
Coach,
Coach, it's hard to. We ain't seen this motherfucker in 5 days.
how you pull out, Coach, and you don't do that shit for the American people? But how you pull out the race, Coach, and you can't get in front of the American people and tell them they voted for you. Majority of America voted for you.
The most votes of all time, Cheese.
Of all time, and you can't even get at the desk and say, "I am not running," and then just log off.
Not safe. Not safe. COVID. It's not safe. It's not safe.
Where you at?
Shit. Coach, he's in the basement again.
Oh, he
Shit,
dead,
Coach. Yeah, it sounds like that motherfucker in the casket now.
Coach, it sound like it. It sound like it.
Hey, speaking of a motherfucker that's
Coach,
confirmed
I only
in
want to be a
the
politician.
Why? Tell me why.
I want to be a politician just to see, like, the behind the scene corruption. Like, how deep does this shit really go? Because I feel like this shit's deep.
Yeah, Coach. I mean, we see it every day. The corruption with trading and the fucking stock market.
But
Like,
that's just what we see. I want to know, like,
but we don't.
deep shit, Coach.
You try. They're killing people. What do you? I mean, what's darker than what they're
Well,
fucking setting up wars?
Who's making these calls?
The deep state, baby. Come on now.
Who the fuck are these people?
Yeah, people. Hey, the corporations, the Rockefellers.
That's what I need to be a part of this shit. I need to see what's going on.
You the wrong skin color, Coach.
Mindset.
You the wrong skin color.
I know, man. I know it hurts.
I'm sorry. But hey, coach, somebody that's confirmed, I'm gonna need to take confirmed in the casket is your girl Sheila Jackson Lee, R.I.P.
You died?
Dead, bro. Cancer got dude. She died on Monday. Coach, cancer last Monday or last Thursday. Cancer ate her up in a month, bro. Yeah,
Coach, she ain't had no cancer.
dude. She ran for mayor, got cancer, and died all in a month.
Coach, Sheila Jackson Lee 3+, coach.
Shit. Hey, she gonna be joining the rest of them motherfuckers out there voting in the graveyard.
Coach, Sheila Jackson Lee dead?
She dead, bro. Motherfucking weave and all in the casket.
I can't. See, this is what happened when you move to fucking Jackson, Mississippi. You missing this shit. Sheila Jackson Lee. Hey, maybe her little section of town
Nope.
will finally get the money that they deserve.
Nope. Daughter's gonna step right in. Right
The daughter,
She has a daughter.
coach,
Yeah.
this shit
How about
here.
she's my congressperson.
Oh, that's damn.
Yeah, isn't that tragic?
That's tragic. That
Yeah.
hurts.
R.I.P. though. R.I.P. to the GOAT. Just
Damn,
what an absolute snake that person was. My favorite part about politics, though, Cheese, I know Luke is loving this. My favorite part is these motherfuckers that like have said all just nasty, disgusting things about Sheila Jackson Lee. Then she dies. Oh, what a great colleague she was. Motherfucker, I'm not saying you got to stand up and say you're glad she's dead. Just don't say anything.
And my thing is, hey, listen, you can hate the politician Sheila Jackson Lee. You can like the person Sheila Jackson Lee. Talk about the person if you like her as a person.
Right.
Don't get up there and bullshit me
Ted
and
Cruz.
yourself
Really?
that you fucked with her politics-wise.
No, you hated her guts. Like,
Couldn't stand when she walked in the room.
no, and he was like, Ted Cruz tweeted like she was a bulldog in the courtroom or whatever the fuck that they did when they worked together or whatever. And I'm like, you said the most vile, disgusting things about that woman, and now she's dead, and you're gonna try to pretend that you liked her. I fuck it, dude. That's part of the politics, and I just can't stomach that shit. Just don't say nothing. Don't say anything. You know,
it goes back to Coach never apologize.
Yeah, that's the Donald Trump. That's the Donald Trump thing. That motherfucker called fucking John McCain a coward. Motherfucker got captured at war for like 4 years.
Motherfucker got beat, Coach. What about this man?
Y'all realize
in
the
the
shit you're saying
jungle.
is why I don't follow this shit. Like,
It's so
ridiculous.
funny. How are you?
This is why you follow it.
Dude, it's so good because it's just the hypocrisy that goes on in our government is so
Unbelievable.
Because it's turned into almost like a sport now where there's fans, and like if I'm gonna follow a sport, I'm
Great.
gonna follow one that I like. So I'm gonna follow college football. I'm gonna follow golf. We got guys out here that'll ride or die just for like being on your team, and it's like,
Yeah,
look, man, I can't change your favorite team now. Like it's just gonna be how it is, and I'm gonna have my favorite sports team, and it's not gonna be politics. It's gonna be college football, and it's gonna be golf.
Coach, that's what I love about politics. Also, it's like, Coach, motherfuckers. It's just like sports, Coach. Motherfuckers ride or die.
right or maybe
Yeah,
worse.
In Trumpsters, like they ride or die for this shit, Coach.
Crazy.
It's legit sports teams. Like it don't matter what they did, what they said, who they said it to. Well, shit, I'm a Democrat. Got to vote for his ass.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm a
It's like
for his
I
ass.
feel like
Uh-huh.
look, I'm not old enough to remember like what campaigns were like back in the early 2000s,
Yeah,
but
I'd say that.
but it felt like when I was a kid, it wasn't like, all right, we got two guys running for president, and you got the choice between the two, and it's like, okay, like obviously you prefer one person, and if he doesn't win, it's like, all right, well, we're just kind of like, we got this guy. Now it's like, it is life or death. If this guy doesn't win, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna get herpes, and no one's gonna have children. And it's like what? Like, can we just calm down, man? Like, everybody just fucking relax.
Motherfuckers are tailgating fucking rallies, Coach.
Coach, the rallies. Coach, but another thing is like CNN's been talking about how Trump and MSNBC, all that bullshit, how big of a threat Trump is and all this shit. Coach, then somebody stood up and shot his ass. We didn't tell people to do that. Motherfucker, you raised the temperature so goddamn high. Somebody will act on
everybody
it.
needs to calm down. Everybody just like if you're
Seriously, calm the fuck down.
if you're painting your face to go to a rally on
Wild.
either side, you need to calm the fuck down. Like do that
It's unbelievable.
for SEC football, and don't do that shit for a politics thing. And leading into that, by the way, I don't know if you guys want to keep talking politics, but we did have SEC Media Days coming
all
out,
day.
and well, good thing. I wanted to give you guys some time to catch back up. I know you haven't talked in a while, and I was letting the politics ride. So if you're out there listening and you thoroughly enjoyed that, you can hit up Cheese or Kyle because it's just not a big thing on this show, but we're gonna have it here because Kyle and Cheese were on the show last time. Anyway, boys, we're 30-something days away from college football. SEC Media Days just wrapped up,
Fully
and
told.
I got a clip here that might have been the highlight of SEC Media Days.
Talk to me.
And I would like to show this with you. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet.
This is the highlight
Yes.
of SEC Media Day.
Yeah, watch this.
About horns.
We're so gay.
Stance on what your officials will call moving forward on that.
Yeah, if it's going to be an issue, the signal, it's going to be under the playing rules for unsportsmanlike conduct. And we've talked a lot about that in our officiating group since I've taken over in the 2020 season. And to be unsportsmanlike conduct, I'm asking my officials to use a framework of judgment where the act to be a foul needs to be in one of three buckets. It needs to be taunting an opponent. It needs to be a travesty of the game. Or it needs to otherwise
Travesty of the game.
ability to manage the game.
I don't know what that means.
What's a travesty of the game, right? It's
Here
just
we
a
go.
phrase. I ask my officials, the act itself needs to be offending to the senses. If you took that act out of a football stadium and did it in a shopping mall or a grocery store, would it offend the senses to a majority of the reasonable people in the area, right? That signal would not, right? You might have some people that share that signal with you if you did that at a grocery store or in a shopping mall, depending where you are. So it's very much, we're going to evaluate it in context. I could see a scenario. I want to be very cautious about using hypotheticals, right? But I could see a scenario where an opponent of Texas makes a big play and celebrating with his teammates, possibly going back to the sideline. They're giving the signal. It's not taunting. It's not making a travesty of the game. It's not affecting our ability to manage the game.
That's the
Horn-
storyline. Damn, SEC Day must have been fucking boring as shit.
Horns down is back, baby. Well, I'm glad. Here's the deal. I'm glad that the SEC is not like the Big 12 where they couldn't even do that at all. Like you could not put horns down if you're playing Texas because they would just flag it as unsportsmanlike conduct. So I'm excited. SEC does not give a fuck if your sorry ass is offended by the horns down signal. So that's gonna be exciting back in the SEC, boys. I didn't know, Kyle. I guess you don't seem very thrilled about that. You look like you kind of just indifferent
care.
on this.
Yeah. Much like a lot of things, I don't really care. But I think not just the SEC. I just think in general, I think we're starting to come out of this pussification that we were in for the last 10 years. I think everything in the world's getting a little bit tougher now. What do you think, Cheese?
Oh yeah, no. I was at a football camp this past weekend, and one of the coaches used the word retarded strength, and I was like, "America's back.
We're back. We're back.
Retarded again. Nobody got offended. It was just like, hey, no, this kid's strong as fuck. He may have some retarded strength." And I was just like, "Yeah, coach, he might actually be retarded."
Hey,
But-
guess what? Nobody died or anything by that guy saying that. It's
Nope.
unbelievable.
Nope, coach. So I mean.
Uh-huh.
I think America is headed in the right direction. We got some things to clean up. There's some sick shit still going on around the world.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like people are starting to get fed up with the softness. And that's like ground zero. That's ground zero.
Yeah, I think, and it kind of starts with sports because that's our main entertainment in this country. And I think that sports are starting to get back to the way they used to be. But I mean, it's under control, but we still have like all those rules. You can't hit defenseless receivers and shit like that, which I think is horse shit too, because no one's making you play this fucking game.
Signed
No
up for.
You know what you signed up for when you started playing football. There should be none of that shit. Hey, and if you don't like it and you don't want to go out there and risk yourself, then go get a fucking job like everybody else. But your job is to go out there. You're modern day gladiators, folks. All right.
I love it. I think taunting just should be allowed in the sport in general.
There should be no rules with that shit. Like,
yeah,
you
as
should
long
be
as you're
able
not
to do
punching a
anything.
guy in the face or putting your hands on another dude, you should be able to like college guys should just be able to sell. Like they're making millions of dollars now. They should be able to celebrate in the end zone however they like.
They are entertainers. I think we forget about that aspect. This is a form of entertainment. Just like we go to the movies and watch a fucking movie. This is fucking entertainment for us on Saturdays and Sundays. And if it's somebody's throwing up horns and so, I think you should be able to flip people off right in their fucking face. You ain't doing shit to them.
If you're on the road, imagine the kick six, Auburn and Alabama, that game, and Chris Davids comes down the sideline flipping off. Well, I guess it was a home game. I guess it was a home game. But if it was at Alabama and he's running down the sideline, flipping everybody off, winning a rivalry game, that would be the best. It would be like the most iconic touchdown
I
ever.
disagree with that. Now you put it in the face and then somebody whoop your ass, coach. That's
true. That's true. Yeah, I guess there's a fine line.
Anything short of exposing yourself to the crowd, I'm game for. Fuck it. Yeah. I'm anything.
You all tonight.
As I said, anything short of that.
Why they even pop in your head?
Huh?
I know what it means, but why they even pop in your head? What kind of freak shit you on your
Pause. Coach, we ain't talked. Hey, I got the juices flowing tonight. We haven't talked.
So you right.
Coach, give me the scout report on Memphis, Tennessee, though.
Memphis.
Oh, shit, Coach.
Yeah, Cheese just spent a week in Memphis.
Not a week. I spent a day. It was too much of a day. Coach. Memphis is a different place. Like everybody talks about, like, oh, Bill Street. You gotta go to Bill Street. Coach, you don't. Hey, listen. Do not go to Bill Street. Do not go to Bill Street. If you're gonna go to Bill Street, Coach, drive 3 hours, head to fucking Nashville, go to Broadway. Mm-hmm. Do not waste your time at that poor ass establishment of a street that they try to like. It's like the poorest version of fucking bourbon. Like, think of bourbon and then think of something worse than bourbon and then think of worse than that. That's what Bill Street is.
So it's
Because they charge you $5. They charge you $5 to get on the street. This is a public fucking street, Coach. Mm-hmm. How are you going to charge me $5 to go on a public street? Mm-hmm. That's number one. Number two, then we walk into every bar and there's a $10 cover.
After you paid the $5?
To get on the street, Coach.
Oh, hell no.
I'm 32 years old. I'm going to drink some shit when I walk in here. Mm-hmm. You just took a drink away from me because you charged me $10 to get in. Then, Coach, I guess we legal in Tennessee because, Coach, everybody had a blunt. If you ain't have a blunt, you was wrong.
Coach,
it may be something wrong with you if you ain't have a blunt.
Memphis, Tennessee. What was that? Was that
the white people different in Memphis too, Coach?
That old mayor in Bay City. Hey, if you go to Memphis, Tennessee, that shit between you and God.
And God, Coach, 100%, Coach.
Bro, that place is tough, bro.
I saw a white boy, Coach, with a tall tee and his pants down to his kneecaps. I said, "Oh hell no, it's time to go. It's time to go." Coach.
Did you go check out Graceland or what?
No, Coach. I told him we woke up, we got the hell out of there.
You said we getting the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, Coach. I ain't dying.
You didn't go see the MLK monument or nothing, huh?
MLK died in Memphis?
Yes, that's where he got shot, motherfucker. That's where the CIA killed him.
No, the CIA killed him in the hospital by smothering him because he didn't die.
Oh, because he didn't die when he got shot on the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Got to the hospital, had surgery, then they smothered him.
Jeez, but you knew that before I put that shit in the group.
I'm fucking with you, yes, right? Coach. Which one?
Greg because Greg didn't know about that shit.
Oh, the smothering?
The CIA killed him.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I know. Greg was like, "Oh, here you go with that Alex Jones conspiracy shit," and I was like,
"Nah, Coach. Nah, Coach. They killed his ass.
Hell yeah,
the king.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well,
all they had to do was cancel his ass because all he did was sleep with white women. If they would have just.
Oh, we are unhinged tonight, boys.
All right. Well, me, along with probably everybody else listening to the show, has no idea what the fuck y'all are talking about. So I got one more thing for.
Read a fucking book, Luke. Give me a fucking book, man. Come on.
Anyway, back to football, boys. I have another little chart for y'all.
You enlarge this?
So this is my I'm back to SEC football now. I have done like a pre-year SEC power rankings with themes
nobody can see
chart.
this.
You can't see it?
No, go. We need to
That's how
enlarge it.
bad. That's how bad Florida. Oh, Florida's at the bottom. I see him now.
What do you mean you can't see?
Like it's small. It's really small.
This shit's small.
Oh, I don't know how to make it. I mean,
Oh, there you go, Coach. Now we're cooking with
yeah.
grease.
All right, that worked then. Hell yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna run through this. I want to give you guys at the end a chance to kind of rebuttal me and tell me why I'm wrong. But after listening to some stuff on SEC Media Days, here's kind of where I am at for each team in the SEC. I kind of grouped them into categories, and I want to get your all's thoughts. So, starting at the top, I don't think shit's gonna change. I got my conference contenders. These are my two teams that I expect to be in the SEC championship game at the end of the year. We got Georgia, no surprise. Maybe to a surprise of you guys, we got Alabama back there. And I know what everybody's saying. Nick Saban's gone. Kalen DeBoer's coming in. Everybody's going to take a step back. Listen, here's the deal. Bama is still Bama. They still got a lot of five-star guys on their roster. They only lost, I think, Kool-Aid McKinstry and a couple other, like, 2 or 3 guys that were, like, big-time names for them last year. They got Jalen Milroe coming back. I think he's going to win the Heisman this year. I think with DeBoer and his, like, how he was able to implement an offense at Washington and take them to the college football playoff, absolutely expose Texas in that college football playoff. I think people are kind of taking the easy take of, oh, Nick Saban's gone. Kalen DeBoer's going to come in. Alabama's going to take a step back. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Alabama's seeing a lot of these people
expose Texas. Texas was one fucking play away from winning that game.
At the very end. But I mean, they
let him go, Coach. Let him go.
Let me
It's
cook.
hard for me to let somebody say stupid shit and not say something back.
They
Let me
threw
just
for
mute
over
myself.
400 yards against them.
Dude, he
in that playoff
made every fucking throw in that game and then turned around and shit the fucking bed right after it. Like,
Okay,
no,
well,
there was a whole bunch of fucking bullshit going on. And they fucking had a chance to win at the end.
Okay, well, let me get to Texas because I'm about to finish with Alabama. They are still a powerhouse contender, and their expectations are SEC championship or bust. And I do not think after 1 year of Nick Saban being gone, over time, could I see them taking a step back? Yes, but a lot of these guys that are on the roster were recruited from Nick Saban, are 5-star athletes, and I mean, other than a couple teams I'm going to get to, there's not a lot of other teams that I see actually beating them in the SEC. So those are my conference contenders. I believe that they will be in the SEC championship game with a couple exceptions that I'm about to get into. Number 2.
Are we letting you go through the whole list?
I'm going to be quick.
I'm going to forget.
Okay, you can just fire off your takes as I go through.
Let's start with the conference contenders. Let's go
right.
after you give yours. We'll give ours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, geez.
I'm first. Okay, Georgia's yes, agreed. Georgia's in. Got some questions at some key positions, but I think Georgia's back. Bama is one that worries me. Do I think they take like some huge dip? No. But do I still think they have to find who they are? Yes. Everybody talks about the 4 and 5 stars that Nick Saban has, but nobody talks about the culture that Nick Saban built.
Right.
That's a huge question mark for me is, hey, what's that culture look like now? Number 2, Jalen Milroe, like, if they come in there asking him to do what fucking Penix did, then, Coach, they may not win fucking 4 games.
Fuck no. He ain't got the kind of arm that dude had.
He has a rocket, but it's not accurate.
No, not at all. He's an unbelievable athlete. Him winning the Heisman, I don't know about all that. But how many do you think Nick Saban was worth, Cheese? That's where my head goes.
And that's what I'm saying. I think there's only one conference contender in here, and that's Georgia. I think Bama is a high expectation team more than they are a contender. Like, I think there's too many questions with Bama now that Nick Saban's not there. Like, and then, coach, my other thing is, how many coaches? Because we follow coaches. How many coaches have gone from good to? I mean, this dude's only lost 12 games in his whole fucking career as a head coach.
I mean, the
How many
Pac-12's a fucking
just
joke, but
like keep going like that? Like at some point you hit a wall, and I can see his first year being that wall. Maybe year 2, and then after that he climbs back from that. But I think he hits this wall where it's like this is different ball. Like I gotta play Georgia, I gotta play Texas, I gotta play Ole Miss, I gotta play Missouri, I gotta play OU, Tennessee, LSU. Like each week you are playing fucking dogs, and I don't know who their non-conference are this year, but fuck, I think they're more high expectation than they are contenders.
yeah.
But that's just me.
That's a fair take. I mean, and I think I can see why people have questions about Alabama. I think my point is like I just think it's such an easy take to have that same take is, oh, Nick Saban's not there. Obviously, they're going to take a step back. Well, while DeBoer was over there at Washington with a couple 3- and 4-star guys taking their team, I get that they were in the Pac-12, but I mean, Oregon was supposed to be this big ass team last year. They beat them twice, coach, and like I think it says something about DeBoer as a coach that he has won wherever he's been, and I don't think Alabama is going to go hire some slapdick willy nilly to replace Nick Saban if they don't think that he can come in and continue the culture and the expectations of this team. When you also have guys like, I don't know if Lane Kiffin was on the list of people, but there's plenty of other SEC coaches that could have been hired by Alabama, but they saw something in this guy that they like, and I'm going to take a chance on him. I know it's a controversial take, but I believe that they're going to be there in the end.
Spot on, dude.
I don't think it's a controversial take. I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah.
Even last year, Bama team, like, was not very good the first half of the season. They struggled the first half of the season. They turned that shit on at the end. Like, my question is like, what makes you think that all of a sudden they're going to come back and they're going to be better than last year's team?
Yeah, I mean, I think last year they got off to a slow start. It was Jalen Milroe's first year as a starting quarterback, and obviously, he wasn't great at the beginning. That's when he lost to Texas, but he improved over the year. And towards the end of the year, they were, they took Michigan to, they played them better than anybody else had, including Ohio State, including Penn State, and all those teams in the Big Ten.
Right.
I think Jalen Milroe's.
I think we also forget that Bama should have lost to Auburn too.
Yeah, they ran the ball.
No, they should. I mean, you can.
Game.
Yeah, I agree. It's a rivalry game though, and
you're right.
You can take
the records out. Cheese.
Throw them out. I had Auburn. I had Auburn to cover that game too.
Did
okay. High expectations. I got Texas. I know I've been kind of shitting on Texas in this podcast before. I do think that I'm not. Just because they're not in the conference contenders, they would not surprise me at all if they're in the SEC championship game. I just think that coming into a new conference the first year, they're expecting – a lot of people are picking them to be the SEC – either in the SEC title game or in the SEC champions. When you're coming into a new conference with a couple new offensive weapons that they have to replace, you're going to be playing, like Cheese said, you're going to go – every away game you're going to have in this first year is going to be a new experience. But I mean, Mizzou and Texas A&M aren't a good team. Like, they're not the same as Texas coming into the SEC. But the first year for both of those schools there in the SEC, they did not perform well. Mizzou in year 2 and 3 ended up winning the East. But I think whenever you come into just have to throw that out there. But whenever you come into a new conference, it's going to take you some time to get acclimated, just to fucking all the distractions, the travel time, going to new stadiums, all this shit, and you're going to be playing high quality opponents every single week. And it's like, when you're in the Big 12, you can take weeks off against a bad TCU, Baylor team, Kansas, whatever. But like SEC, you have Vanderbilt. That's your one bye week. Like if you go into South Carolina, who's a bottom of the barrel SEC team, and you don't have your shit ready, they're going to beat you at home. Like, it's just how it rolls.
I hate this. Bro, everybody from Show Us Down is fucking awful. That's what my take is. Seeing this graphic, Seeing this graphic tells me the SEC is not good, dude. It's not
over
that good.
over
It's
who though?
not
Like
that good. It's just
I
not
won't
over
that
who?
good.
I won't say everybody from Show Us Down.
Well, you're right, because Texas could easily go down there too.
Yeah, no,
yeah, they could.
Any one of these, dude. Ole Miss is better. First off, show us. What the fuck are you talking
Ole
about?
Miss.
Well, let me get there. I'm gonna
Motherfuckers-
explain why I have.
motherfuckers went 11-2 last year and only
I'm
lost
gonna
to the
explain.
two at the top.
Let me
Well,
let
show
me
us
explain.
what.
Hold on.
We're talking about Texas right now. We're talking about Texas right now.
Are you
And then
still
Missouri, that's so lame. That's
Do
so
you have
lame
anything on
what
Texas?
I'm
Do you have anything on
saying.
Texas? And I'll explain why I have show us down here.
It could have been on Quinn Ewers, who I still don't trust him. Cheese. I just
No.
don't trust him.
I'm not all about in on Quinn Ewers, but what I'll say is when you have like what Texas has that only maybe two other teams, maybe three.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Georgia, Carson Beck, as much as we think he's, okay, he's still a quarterback that has been proven in the SEC.
Yeah.
Jalen Milrose, you can say, kind of proven in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss, kind of proven. Jackson, proven in the SEC.
He's awesome.
What's y'all's quarterback's name, Luke?
Brady Cook.
Yes. After that, coach, there's no other proven quarterback. So that's why I say, like, Quinn Ewers is better than the rest of the quarterbacks in here. I think Texas is a team that they're either going to be playing in the conference championship or they're going to be sitting at 6-5, 6-6, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. I do think because
I agree with that.
SEC guy who was in the SEC who understands it, I think he in his offensive mind is really good. Him and the OC, I think they're really good offensive minds. I think they still go in the SEC and do really well. I think they're playing the conference championship. The best football coach in the history of football coaches thinks they're going to be playing in the SEC championship. Also, Nick Saban.
He did say that.
He got on there and said, praised the shit out of Shark. I think this team's really good. I do.
He did that after talking shit about him, though.
Well, and also I think he's kind of doing that to like piss off the Alabama guys a little. Like he's still got to have some kind of like. I'm sure he did that to be like, oh yeah, guys, I'm picking Texas. You prove me wrong.
No,
blah blah blah.
I don't think he's that guy. I think
Jeez.
he left Bama, and as much as he loves Bama, I think when he goes to work at ESPN, he goes to work at ESPN.
Right. Unbiased.
He also said, which
That's
we
a
haven't
fair
gotten Ole Miss yet, but he said everybody keeps putting them second tier, third tier, and he's like,
They're
because
awesome.
for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
the things that they were lacking, they're not lacking anymore. He goes, they're as good as Georgia up front. He goes, they're as good as Bama up front now, and that's the only thing that they were lacking. And if that's the case, Coach, you bring back a 3-year starter, 4-year starter because he started at USC also. Like, Ole Miss at 11-2 last year, only 2 losses to fucking Georgia and Bama. Coach, that's a team that, and their stadium is stupid, all those things. Like, I think they could go into places to win, and I think they're going to win at home. That's gonna be a good ass team. But you haven't gotten there yet, so I'll let you get back there.
Yeah, I'll get there.
Coach, I think
I'll go there now.
I think everybody on this list except Georgia, Alabama, and Ole Miss easily could be 6-6 at some point. I think that those are the 3 best teams. Like, I think Ole Miss could be
In the country.
They can, yes. Like Ole Miss, there is no shot in fuck Ole Miss will be 6-6. You know what I'm saying? Like them dudes are going to be in the mix. And Lane Kiffin's just awesome. What a fucking awesome personality. He's got that. He's got just enough. I don't give a shit in him. Yeah. Like, I mean, he obviously gives a shit, but he has enough of the fuck you attitude, bro. Dude, I love Ole Miss this year. I think I said that earlier in the show. I don't know, a couple weeks back, where I think that there's value there to bet them to win the SEC.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk about it right now then. So the reason I have show us there is because last year these two teams, I put Missouri in there as obviously biased, but same exact record as Ole Miss last year. They went 11-2, won their bowl game against a, top 3 Big Ten school. These two teams last year, and historically, these two teams have not been known as like a perennial contender in the SEC. I know Mizzou just got there recently, but when you think of like an SEC powerhouse, you don't necessarily think of Ole Miss outside of the year when they had what was that quarterback's name? Cheese, the dude that came from that D3 school. They did a whole show about him. Anyway, they were like really good then that one time, and that was it. So they have like flashes every once in a while. The white dude.
Matt Corral?
Yes.
No.
No, but with him, but they just weren't fucking.
Cheese, you think about it, and I'll keep going. These two teams now are in a new era of college football where they have the opportunity to start a new culture and tradition around their school and around football where they can capitalize on NIL, where they have some momentum going in from last season, where they have possibly outside of Georgia, and I know I have Alabama up there, but there are question marks about the rest of the SEC where you can take this year and with the offseason acquisitions that you made in the transfer portal, with the high recruiting classes you have coming in, to start a new culture around these two teams where, like honestly, the expectation for these two teams is to be up here in these conference contender list. And the reason I have show us this is because they haven't done it in the past. And how are you going to handle these expectations of going, they both went 10-2. So like in order to improve, you're going to have to go 11-1, 12-0. And that's going to put you in the SEC championship game. So, like if you want to be this,
went 10-2 last year.
Yeah, we lost to LSU and Georgia barely.
Lost to a bad LSU team. Damn.
Yeah, well, that was like early in the season. We put up a shit ton of points, and then Blake Baker
beat Georgia.
Should have beat Georgia, and then Blake Baker knew he was going to LSU already, so he threw that game. Our old defensive coordinator, who that was the one game where we gave up more than 30 points, and then the year later he goes and takes the D coordinator job at LSU, so a little fishy, but whatever. These two teams, I think, have very high expectations. They've got great rosters. I think I would not be surprised to see them in the college football playoff or even contending to win the SC championship.
Yeah.
And I think, Ole Miss, to Kyle's point, I think that they have the dudes now where Lane Kiffin last year after that Alabama or Georgia game or whatever it was, when he was like, we just don't have the guys. Like, now you've got the guys. So you don't have an excuse. So show us that you're really fucking good, and I'll believe it. And same with Missouri. Like, obviously, I'm a Missouri fan, but we've been in spots like this before where we'll go on 1 or 2 year runs of being pretty good, but then after that, it's like, we can't handle the expectations. So that's what I have for show us. What do you guys think?
Well, we always talk about Ole Miss. I think they're more conference contenders or high expectation, but I think you're right. I can see what you're saying, that they've always been, especially since Lane's been there, they've been like there but not there.
Yeah, like that Georgia game last year, Cheese. They weren't even in the same league as them.
No,
they got exposed.
Yes,
like Mizzou put up a better fight against Georgia than Ole Miss did.
And it's like, I see what you're saying. Mizzou's just one of those that, man, I don't watch enough of them, but what I do always notice about Mizzou is like, no matter what fucking year it is, they're gonna have 3 games where it comes down to a 50-yard field goal, a fucking punt return for a touchdown to win it. Like, just some wild-ass shit. Every fucking year. It's like 2 or 3 games that they have that shit, and then they end up having a winning record or being 11-2, and then that next year you expect them to be really good, and then they're fucking 5-6. So I don't disagree with you. I think they bring back a lot of guys this year.
They bring back almost their entire offense except for our Cody Schrader, who led the SEC in rushing. But we've got Luther Burden back, who's probably going to be one of the best receiver in college football. We've got Brady Cook returning, and I've had my opinions about Brady Cook. I thought he sucked for the longest time, and then after that K-State game last year, he flipped a switch and became really good. He can get into games, and this is the only thing I'm nervous about with Mizzou is in big-time games, he can be very like timid and shy and not want to make the big mistake, and this year he's just going to have to go out and sling it. So you got a great receiving core, though. You got Theo Weiss, who's a 5-star. You got Luther Burden, 5-star. Mookie Cooper, I think he's a 4 or 5-star, came from Ohio State, but that dude's faster than anybody on the field. So you got all the offensive weapons to make a big run. It just, you got to do it now. It's like you don't have an excuse to go 6-5 anymore.
No.
So what are you going to do when they go 6-5? Kill yourself?
Yeah, probably live on the show. Imagine the ratings on that.
Depends on QB.
Things you can't say.
Depends on QB. So these are 4 teams that I think can kind of be surprise teams in the SEC. But all 4 of these teams have a new quarterback coming into this year. I'll start with Oklahoma just because I have them there. I think coming in with Texas, I think a lot of people are saying, Texas is expected to take this league over, but Oklahoma over the last 5 years have more conference championships in the Big 12 than Texas. They have just recently, better success as a football program overall. I know the last 2 years with Brett Venables haven't been as good as they have, but they beat Texas in the Red River rivalry last year.
Throw the records out.
Yeah, true. But they're gonna have a great defense with Brett Venables. I don't think that they're gonna be in ball games, and it just depends on how. I forget the quarterback's name.
Who is the quarterback?
It's Jackson Arnold.
Arnold.
Yeah,
He played in the bowl game.
yeah, he did. So I think it just depends on. I think that it depends on. His going to be his first time starting, going into crazy environments. It literally just depends on how he does. Same with Tennessee. I mean, I think Joe Milton was an absolute disgrace, and they still went 8-4. Like, he was probably the worst college football quarterback that I've seen that had so much hype around a guy. But geez, you can't even, he's terrible. He's terrible. He just has a rocket for an arm. But I think Nico, I'm gonna try to pronounce his last name, Iamaliava.
Yeah, you let that one go, Coach, because ain't nobody else.
We'll just stick with Nico.
Nico. I mean, this dude is supposed to be the best quarterback that they've had in a long time, and that's going back to
down.
Yeah. So
black dude name.
Josh Dobbs.
Not that black dude.
That boy had that alopecia.
The dude that they had before.
Scary looking motherfucker.
The black dude he was the OC there at one point.
Who the fuck? Peyton Manning?
Nah, I think he was right after Peyton.
I don't know who's playing, dude. Are we gonna pretend that this Dylan Gabriel kid's good? Huh? I saw that he's.
Well, that's not the SEC. He's not in the SEC.
I know he's not in the SEC. He's at Oregon, but I saw that he is the lone leader, or his odds are the best to win the Heisman. And I'm like, dude, he was ass last year. He's going to be ass again this year. The only thing that's going to be different is Dan Lanning's fucking awesome. So I know they're going to be awesome.
Well, look what he did with Bo Nix. I think that's what Bo Nix was terrible at Auburn.
Yeah, he did.
Went to Oregon and dominate. So we'll find out.
We'll
LSU, they got. I feel like Garrett. Is his name Garrett Nussmeier?
What was his name?
Dean
T. Martin.
Oh, T. Martin.
T.
What the T stand for?
T-E-E.
That motherfucker's name is T-E-E, huh?
Yes, sir. T. Martin.
You're kidding.
No, sir.
What's worse, that or Ja Rule?
Oh my God.
Drew. Go ahead, Luke. Back to fucking Tennessee.
No,
all right, here we go.
Now.
LSU. So Garrett Nussmeier's taking over. No, they got Garrett Nussmeier. So he's been on the roster for like the last 3 years. He was a backup for Joe Burrow.
That's right.
Backup for the fucking last dude. I forget his name. Jaden Daniels. I watched his bowl game and he looks pretty fucking good. So they're gonna have awesome receivers like they always do. They're gonna have a really explosive offense. So I mean I think he's gonna be good. I guess where I really should put LSU is, are you going to stop anybody? Because that's just kind of how they were last year. I know depends on the quarterback, but I think we've seen enough of Garrett Nussmeier, honestly, because he's been in a lot of games where he's had to come in and back up, and he's pretty fucking good. And so I think LSU, if they can, Blake Baker coming from Missouri, had a really good defense last year, so it just depends. And then Kentucky, they got a new guy. So Kentucky has Brock Vandergriff coming in. I'm pretty sure he's a transfer from Georgia.
Yeah, he's the backup at Georgia. He competed for the starting job, lost it out, and then transferred.
Yeah, so I don't really know a lot about him, but I know that Kentucky always has really good defenses. So they're going to keep him around in games, and it just depends on they're gonna run the Kentucky football. They're gonna run the fucking ball, and they're gonna throw out of this boring ass pro style offense and hope they can put up 21 and pray their defense saves them and holds teams to 17. That's how they're gonna win games. So, if
sneaky
he can,
good uniform, by the way, Kentucky.
I do like I'm kind of talking myself into Kentucky this year for some reason. Don't know why.
He's like a Kentucky fan, like a slick Kentucky fan. Man, that boy Stoops just there, coach, and he just wins. He just wins, coach. He was good enough to win that the team that's in the rebuilding right there was going to hire him, coach.
And then they got a lot of shit on Twitter. They had to send him back on his private jet.
They turned the private jet around, coach, midair.
Yeah.
That boy's coming to sign that fucking $12 million a year contract. I said, nah, bro, go ahead and turn that bitch around.
They said we rather have him a fucking quarterback guru.
Quarterback guru. Hey, OU. Man, I don't know. I'm like a wishy-washy. They can either be at the top of this conference or at the bottom of this conference. I don't know. Or in the middle of the
depends on how Jackson Arnold plays. If he comes out and balls out, they could be.
Their defense has to be better also. It struggled. Brent Venables' defense has struggled the last 2 years, almost so much that he's taking it back over. I'm hoping that he wasn't his first year.
Why not? That's like his thing.
Well, coach, when you have to be the head coach of the University of Oklahoma, it's a lot to try to call shit and fucking be the head coach of the University of Oklahoma. Yeah, coach.
Hands?
Yeah, coach. Yeah, coach. So
it's almost. I know they shouldn't pay these guys all this money if they can't multitask. It's something.
I'm really excited about Nico. I don't know if y'all like Nico is a fucking freak athlete.
Yeah,
he was like a 5-star recruit in fucking volleyball.
Volleyball, yeah, volleyball.
Yeah, coach. Stupid.
That'll be fun to watch. I mean, so those 4 teams are going to have new quarterbacks coming to the year, and I think it just depends. Their success is going to be based off of how well their quarterbacks play.
I also think it's dope if you have a good Georgia team, a good Bama team, a good Texas team, a good Ole Miss team, a good LSU team, and a good Tennessee team. Coach, that is like peak college football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peak. And if you could throw fucking Florida in there too, which they're not going to be good, but if you could throw that. If you throw that shit in there, oh my God.
Great uniforms, great stadiums, like that would be sweet. If
great atmosphere, great fan bases.
Right.
Hey,
fan bases, but great.
Hey, on Thursday, can you do can we rank the SEC stadiums? Can we stay on the SEC?
That'd be
rank
sick.
the SEC stadiums?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
Love that. But go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. I'm gonna so the last 3 tiers we can go through really quick. But rebuilding year, I got
how we feel about A&M. So
I know we got A&M in there. I get the hype around Mike Elko. Went to Duke, went 8-4 with Duke. You in a terrible ACC conference, yada yada yada. Listen, college football is about Jimmies and Joes and not X's and O's. And you just lost your Jimmies and you got brand new X's and O's. So it's going to take a couple years for Texas A&M to get back under a proper Mike Elko like recruiting scheme and listen, they're going to have like the defense might be similar, whatever, but they got a new offensive coordinator, right?
Yep.
I think they do. And I think it's just going to take a couple years. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to see them go 8-4, 7-5. I think they're going to go 6-6, and everybody's going to be hype about them coming in with Mike Elko, and it's just going to take time. Like
they're going to be looking for a coach in 5 years, just like
you had the guys.
5 years.
Yeah, you had the guys with your last coach, and you didn't get it done. And now those guys are gone, and you have a new coach coming in. So it's just going to take time. And same with Auburn and Hugh Freeze. I think, they're still, they're scary enough to where they played Georgia close. They played Bama close last year. I think with Hugh Freeze,
nuts.
It's tough to play in. I think eventually they'll be good, but
they have a better shot at being good than A&M does this year. I'll say that.
Yeah, well, they have the same. Well, so A&M still has what's that quarterback's name that's coming back off injury?
I like him. He's just never healthy.
Yeah,
Wakeman.
I know. And everyone's like, well, we have Wakeman coming back. I'm like, yeah, you had him last 2 years.
Yeah,
and
he's
going
going
to
break his fucking leg week 4, and then he'll be out for the rest of the year, just like the rest of them are. Like,
So
Jesus Christ.
I got them in rebuilding year. Hot. Do y'all have anything about that? Do you?
No, we're good. That was my take. Was I think Auburn's got a better shot to be better than A&M.
Yeah, I think-
to be good.
I think between these two teams, I think one of these teams will go 8 and I'll go 7-5. I think the other team will go 5-7.
Well, coach, that's peak A&M is 7-4.
That's a great season for them.
That's peak.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really
I
good.
mean,
It's really
That's
good.
that's fucking. If they go 7-4 this year, like the other 5 years,
Yeah. Hey,
coach, that'd be a hell of a season for them.
and if Elko can somehow go 8-4 in year 5, he may get an extension. I mean,
yeah.
you know,
Or
Maybe
they'll fire him, just like they did with Jimbo.
fucking coaching in college football
shit.
with an $80 million fucking buyout.
What a joke.
Yeah.
That place is a
Program.
joke. Let's just keep
That
moving.
place.
God almighty. We could do a show every week about how shitty that place is.
We got hot seat now. So these three teams all got head coaches that are on the absolute
Yeah.
hottest seat in the SEC coming into this year. Billy Napier,
Gotta win.
we got
Sam Pittman.
Gotta win.
Sam
Fat Titty Sam Pittman, and
Pittman, Coach, that some bitch, he is one hot dog away from fucking a heart attack.
Coach, he's one cold beer. Everything's a cold beer.
Coach,
How you gonna
what is
celebrate
my man
beer?
doing? Arkansas is so bad.
Coach,
That's
you know what the fucked
upsetting.
up part is? The real fucked up part is they're gonna lose this season. You know who's gonna be the head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks?
Jerry Jones, who?
no,
No.
Who?
Bobby Petrino.
yep,
It's gonna
yep.
be sick. I can't wait
Yeah.
for what a
He's
fucking.
still there.
I know he's the OC. Yeah. They just
So
rehired.
he's one step away. They're gonna bring his ass back.
What
in my mind.
Coach, you
Dude,
sneak.
the SEC is all the way back.
The last time they were good was when he was fucking throwing chicks off the back of his motorbike.
100%.
Yeah.
SEC is going to be all the way back.
On the street. There's a rumor on the street. You can ask your Arkansas boys about this. I heard this rumor.
Okay.
Can't tell you where I heard it from, but I heard it.
Okay.
That he did not actually get in a car accident. The rest of that
He
shit
got in a
was
fight. The guy
The
beat his
chick-
ass or some
the
shit.
chick's boyfriend beat
Yeah.
the fuck out of him.
Uh-huh.
And that's actually the real story.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that true?
Yeah, I've heard that same thing from the Arkansas group text. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I heard
I'm
that.
not gonna name any names, but one of them works in the athletics office.
And
So,
see, one of the person that told me works in the athletic office at used to be at another school, in the, I guess the SEC.
mhm.
And so she told me that story. They told me that story, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
I thought that was pretty common knowledge. I guess
Yeah, nah, this 22-year-old beat the fuck out of a 65-year-old man. Okay.
beat the shit out of him. Yeah.
Let
Is-
me ask you guys this:
Is
what do you?
the SEC all the way back if Spurrier is at Florida or Spurrier is at South Carolina? Which one does he need to be at for the SEC to be back? If he's
When I
back
picture
in-
ball coach, I think he's got to go to SC.
dude, see, I think it's Florida, Cheese.
I think it's
Really?
Florida.
I do
I
too,
don't think. I
bro.
don't think Florida. I don't think
Him
Florida would
shit
ever hire him
talking-
again.
Him shit talking Tennessee. That's what I think about.
See, I think Florida thinks that they're above him now, and I don't think I think South Carolina, if they could, they would just
Because
hire him
Florida
back.
hasn't been good since fucking Urban.
Yeah.
No, I know that, but I think they think that they're better than Spurrier now. I think if there's a team to hire him, I think it would be South Carolina. But anyway, I want to ask you guys this: what do these three teams have to do to not have their head coach fired? Where do they got to go?
win just like everybody else.
Well, I mean, like does 6-6 keep them, or does?
oh fuck
Florida
no.
shot. Florida plays.
Yeah, what-
Florida plays the hardest schedule in college football.
Yeah,
They don't have a shot.
and they're
He's fired.
bad. And they're bad.
And they're
Done.
bad. Billy's fired.
So
Yeah.
these guys are just
And Sam,
walking
too.
the plank already.
And
They're all done.
Sam's done, dude. He's done.
All
Sam
right, so
8-4. Which man, it was time for fucking KJ to leave.
Dude, he's
he
going
got
to
progressively
Florida.
worse. He's the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
quarterback I've
yeah,
ever seen that got
UCF.
worse. as
Coach,
got
he
older.
was so good that
Yeah.
first year. Holy
Coach,
shit.
you got to be 37. So I think Arkansas has a chance. I think Sam Pittman with Bobby Petrino coming in, new quarterback, a little fresh blood. I think they have a chance. Man, Beamer, I don't know, bro.
He's got quick kicking Gatorade coolers this year.
Spencer Rattler was like his best chance of fucking winning, and they ain't doing any winning. I don't know who the fuck their quarterback is this year.
They do have this guy Lenore Sellers, and I guess he's the freakest
the
athlete
receiver, right?
Yeah, quarterback. He's a quarterback.
Oh, I thought he was.
But they got the receiver. They got the receiver kid.
Yeah, they have a receiver kid that's apparently
talk
like
about him on
freak show.
what's that shit called on NCAA?
Oh, is that where I read that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he's like 99 speed and all that shit, right? Yeah, that's.
Oh, they got a good receiver.
Like
I don't know his name.
Yeah.
But they got their quarterback's name is
massive.
Lenore Sellers. Apparently
Where's he
he's
from?
like a freak athlete. Lenore's?
Yeah.
Let me look him up.
Is
He
he a
been there?
transfer? Or he's been there?
Yeah, transfer.
It's hard to tell nowadays. You gotta ask
No,
these questions.
everybody's a free agent all the time.
Dude,
now.
maybe I think one of these shows I'm just gonna like have a bunch of guys that transferred and just let you all know where they're at, just so we can prepare for the year upcoming.
Yeah, coach. It's insane now.
Let the record show that I knew that Dylan Gabriel was at fucking Oregon, and Cheese tried to pretend that I didn't know that, and I did.
No, I was just saying that we're talking about the SEC and you bring up the fucking Big Ten.
Well, I just wanted to talk. It was more about gambling because we're going to do this thing where we're going to pretend this kid's good and he's not.
100% agreed.
Yeah, but
He's a
dude,
fucking lefty.
are we? Yeah, I know that's also
Spins the
fucking
ball
up.
backwards.
Yeah, it also fucks me up. You can't catch it. You can't catch that some bitch spinning like that.
All right, to close out, we don't really have to talk about it, but
Yikes.
waiting for better days. I mean,
Yeah,
just two,
Go
I
ahead.
mean, well, I think one team is excited about a new head coach, and the other one is just waiting for their head coach to get fired to bring in a new guy.
Yeah.
Mississippi State was so bad that their coach died. That's how bad they were.
Oh my
Like,
God.
Come
Oh
on.
God.
Come
Coach.
on. Who even coaches at Vanderbilt?
Coach.
Dude, well, and another bad thing now is that they're gonna get, if they ever have a good player, they're just gonna lose them the next year to some SEC school.
But you just can't drop that.
How
You can't say that.
What?
brutal.
Say what?
That Mississippi State was so bad that their coach died.
Oh,
So bad, dude. But how does Vanderbilt not? I don't understand the Vanderbilt thing. They're in Nashville, unbelievable education. Like, how is that not sexy?
I don't know, but they really got to dive into NIL now, and they're just not doing it, and they're gonna have to because
They take their
I mean,
ass
the-
to the
yeah, if
They need to take their ass to the Sun Bells. What they need to do.
facts. Anyway,
Hey, but
that's my list, boys. I hope y'all enjoyed.
I liked
that.
it. No, I liked that.
Hell
Was
yeah.
good.
I liked it.
Yeah,
Cool.
I love when you have the graphics.
I do.
Yeah,
I
well,
like
I
the
got-
graphics. It gets me.
Yeah, I've been really getting into the custom tier charts lately.
Luke, are you
Anyway,
clipping pictures? Why do I see a picture of myself? It's like a weird face. It's weird.
Oh, it's like when you get in the
Yeah, it's
lobby,
when you get
it'll
on.
it'll show what you were doing. I don't know why.
Oh,
it
I
does
don't
that.
like that shit.
Yeah.
the last thing I got for y'all today, and this can take 2 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
but our one of our favorite topics on this show is talking about LeBron James. Have y'all seen this?
No, what was he doing?
So Team USA had a free throw challenge that LeBron had started, and he wanted the team to shoot free throws with their offhand, and it was a competition. So you see here like Joel Embiid and Tyrese Halliburton shooting free throws with their left hand. LeBron actually shoots with his right hand because he says he writes with his left hand.
Yeah, he does.
So he wins his own competition that he started and then crowns himself at the very end.
Well, they also
To get-
almost just lost to the fucking South Sudan and Germany in back.
I'm about to say they barely beat fucking Germany, coach.
Yeah.
The Germans? How do you almost
they almost lost to South Sudan.
Yeah.
They won by 1.
Coach, Africans are just freaks, coach. We just freaking natures and shit.
They don't have an indoor basketball court there.
That makes it even tougher, coach. These motherfuckers on rocks and shit, coach. The basketball goal is a fucking square. Are you shitting me? I see why them I was about to say that word. I see why them boys almost won. The Germans?
Some Nazis, bro.
You lost to a bunch of beer drinking, Nazi flag wearing, Hitler worshiping motherfucker. Are you shitting me?
Yikes.
They
Yeah.
better figure it out because if it's not 30-point blowouts every game, then what are we doing?
That's like the football team losing to a bunch of fucking Japanese motherfuckers in football. Coach, this shit is unbelievable, man.
What was that? What was that league thing? Like, who were those people? I didn't see a black dude one on that team either.
They were all like D3 guys.
Whoa. But yeah, they were. D2.
Second string D3 guys.
Coach, the U.S. has lost us. We are not feared anymore. That's half the problem.
Well, our best athletes just don't really care about it anyway because they're making so much money playing the sport that they're supposed to be playing. So it's like, why go over there and?
No, you can't lose, Coach. You can't lose, Coach.
Well, I know that, but like in the sports that you don't get paid a shit ton, like they're really good. Like look at our swimming. Like we win every year in swimming.
Coach, this shit's wild, man.
The cricket team's on the come up. They beat India.
They beat India, Coach. You beat India?
They invented that shit.
They started cricket. I still don't know how to play that shit.
I don't understand it. You can like score by fouling the ball backwards and shit. I don't understand it. And I'm like, you do realize like the Dominican Republic would be the best ever at this if we play in America too. If we played this game, it's like, dude, the best hitters in the planet would fucking light that shit up. But they play Major League Baseball.
Imagine Mike Trout with a paddle.
Yeah, with a flat paddle. Mike Trout would fucking hit that shit a mile.
No, he wouldn't, because he'd check his bicep after game one.
You're right. Take the Aaron Judge. 6'8", fucking 280 pounds.
Yeah, Mike Trout
that thing up and kill someone.
Mike Trout wouldn't win the cricket title anyway, so
he didn't. He wouldn't get to the cricket playoffs.
Yeah, they would, or however it works. I don't even know how it works.
But
you know those games can go like days on end. Like
yes, that's another cool part. I fuck with that though.
Yeah, it can go.
I don't understand that.
You gotta win, bitch.
You gotta like. There's like a certain way you have to win.
You gotta win, bitch. You can't.
Yeah.
There's no time. There's no clock.
Ain't no clock. You gotta win.
There's no 2-minute warning.
You know what I'm saying? And because when you in India, you probably rather be playing cricket than living in India, though. Coach.
Yeah, because you're probably working at some call center in your off time.
Coach, you probably live on top of another person.
That too. Yeah, there's like fucking 20 of y'all living in one house.
Coach, the smog that's in that place.
Coach, it smells. How bad does that place probably smell? Oh,
what is it? Like 72 million people live in fucking.
Yeah.
Like it's something outrageous.
Yeah, it's like 70 billion people live inside 100 square miles. Coach, and it's like 900 degrees all the time, and people are fucking eating soup. And they're eating soup. Like
with their fucking hands and shit.
They ain't got no utensils in that bitch. Jeez.
Coach, have you seen the videos on TikTok?
Oh, the flies be flying on the food and shit.
They be
food with their feet.
With their feet in their hands. Coach, that shit is wild, bro.
Oh, man. Hey, chill out, bro. Our vice president's wife is from India, dog.
Yeah. Wait. Our vice president is
about to be vice president, J.D. Vance.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's Indian. Mm-hmm.
He went and got him an Indian? How old?
He's only like 48.
I would say he looked like 40s, early 40s.
Yeah, he's like 48. He went to his wife, and Vivek Ramaswamy all went to college together. He named his third child. His name is Vivek. Yeah, I don't know.
It's probably a pretty common name.
White person,
Coach, this dude's Midwestern white. Like he is from Ohio.
And married an Indian?
Yeah, he was in the Marines and went to Yale and all this shit though. He's a tech guru guy.
Hey, Cheese, could we get a you're in camp, right now?
We just got done with camp, man, last week.
Yeah, I want some Millsap. Yeah, let's get a Millsap minute.
Man, hey, real quickly, had the freshmen up at camp this week. It was actually really good. Anytime you can get the young pups up there early before actual camp where you got the older guys and the younger guys, like those guys got to learn how we practice, learn how we fucking install, learn how we do things, trying to build the culture before they get here. Also, they got to stay in the dorm, learn how to live next to somebody, waking up and seeing another motherfucker laying across the room from you, another male laying across the room from you. Like, it was great. On top of, man, we figured out, especially on the defensive side, we figured out, And then we got a couple of, I got a couple of D linemen that are gonna be able to help us year one. We got a DB that's gonna be able to help us year one. We're still kind of lacking at the linebacker position, but we got some kids that are gonna be able to help us year one. So anytime you can do that before the older guys get in here, it's huge. Now you mix those guys with the older guys, building depth charts and all that kind of shit. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I don't know how many games we're gonna win this year, but I think we have the right foundation for the next 2 to 3 years to go win 7 or 8 games.
And there you have it, Luke. That's how you go 2-8 on the year, right there.
Hey, 2-8 is better than 1-9.
Hey, it's a step better. It's a step better. What's the speed difference like when we're talking about Division I football versus what you're coaching? Get laid on. Be honest.
Let's say if we went out and played fucking. Let's think of the worst P4 team we can possibly think of. Who's the
Vanderbilt?
Worst Vanderbilt. We're going Vandy.
Yeah, Vandy.
Vandy would put up 900 points on us.
In a regulation game.
Well,
regulation. And I'm dead serious about the 900, Coach. I'm dead serious. Every time they touch the ball, they would score. It's just we're talking about freak athletes.
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, Cheese, I'm gonna stick up into your defense here because I did play some small school football, but you still got some dudes that are pretty fucking athletic. They just don't have that 6'5", 300-pound build. Like the difference is guys that are 5'10" and 175 pounds instead of 6'3", 220. You know what I mean?
Give you my starting defensive line. My starting defensive line right now.
Yeah.
One end is going to be 6. He's about 6 foot. He's weighing 216 as of last week. My next guy.
That was after a chicken fried steak.
My next guy is probably 5'9", 269 pounds. Maybe 5'10", Coach. Maybe 5'10". 265 pounds, 270. My next guy.
Have we gotten him checked out? There ain't no way that shit's healthy.
Coach, we got him down from 5'10", 303, Coach. He was 5'10", 303.
That was a unit. You put him at fullback.
Coach, he's our nose, Coach. He's our nose, Coach.
Called bowling ball package.
Coach, you got to lose some weight, Coach. You got to lose some weight, though. Our next coach, my starting 3-tech, who will be a senior. He'll be a senior, my starting 3-tech coach. Right now, these projections, because I got, like I said, I got some freshmen that can play for us. Coach, he is 5'7", 216 pounds.
He's going to play 3-tech?
3-tech. Now, I'll give him this.
He's going to be biting ankles.
My guy is a hard fucking worker. And he's been 5'10", he's been 5'7", 215 pounds his whole life.
Yeah.
So he's done the work to where he's pretty technically sound. He does, he's a technical player.
Yeah.
I can't ask that motherfucker. I can't say, hey, go be you. I can say, go be you in the sense that, hey, be technically sound, make sure you're gap, yada, yada, yada. But if I see your ass 15 yards down the field, I'm not mad at you, Coach. You weigh 215 pounds.
Yeah. Hopefully he falls down in the fucking hole and they trip.
Oh, yeah, create 2, Coach. Create a pile.
Yeah.
And then my last guy, and now he is one I'm the most excited about. He's going to be a sophomore. He is 6 foot 6'1", about 6'1", and he's 225 right now. He'll come into camp at 230, but his 225, like when you see him, you're like, oh, that's a good looking 225. Like, kind of has the muscles, kind of sits up here. Not a 6-pack, but a flat stomach. You know what I'm saying? Like, put together.
You got me at defensive line.
Luke said it, yeah, quickly.
Cheese leaned back and said, hey, he's got a flat stomach while Cheese's titties are just flopping. In the
That's all part of the flatness. The titties, too.
Oh, man, this is unhinged. We're out of control tonight. Holy
It's good to have you boys back, man.
This picture of Vandy, as bad as Vandy is, like, Coach, they're averaging 300 across the board at offensive line, Coach.
They're running over a man that's 5'7", 116 pounds.
Coach, taking that motherfucker, they're picking him up and just jogging with him down the field as they're going to go score.
Poor guy.
He got 700 points. So there's an NAIA school in Stafford, Texas. It's called North American College. They played Oregon. They played Oregon State last year. Who they play?
That shit's in Stafford?
Yeah, because that shit is literally North American University. It's an NAIA school.
I know what it is.
Yeah, Coach. That shit is, you take the exit to go to my house. If you look to the right and you pick one of them fucking office buildings, it's one of them some bitches.
Because Oregon State put up like 80, and then somebody was like, Bishop Gorman at it again.
They put up 80.
Hey,
then they played
it.
UTB put up 96, Coach.
How the
They got the
fuck-
bottom of the barrel NAIA teams in because I'd never heard of them ever.
How the,
Yeah, they were independent for 2 years, and then they fucking went NAIA.
how the fuck
You-
did
you
that
take-
coach get that game?
Cause they probably pay him about 50,000.
Yeah,
Fucking
nothing.
Get smoked like that?
Cause they pay
You take St. Francis or Morningside up there, they'll put up a little bit better of a fight, but not by much.
70-0.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Those are fucking good though.
But see, Coach, listen, this is NAU, Coach. This is NAU. This is North American University. Coach, I swear to God to you, the first floor is like the weight room. The second floor is the classrooms. The third and fourth floor is the dorms. They're legit in an office building, Coach. Office building.
I didn't know that shit was in Stafford.
It's in Stafford. Like, you take the exit to my house. You know where I live.
Yeah.
Take the exit to my house, Coach. And as you're getting into the freeway, like, to go under to take a left to my house, if you look to the right, pick one of them office buildings, that bitch sitting right there. They play at Stafford High School, Coach.
I was about to say, where they practice at?
At Stafford High School, Coach. At the high school. They practice in the park, I think.
Shut the fuck up.
They may practice in the parking lot, Coach.
And then
Dude,
they went
Coach,
to Oregon
Benedictine
State.
will put up 80 on them. We
Well,
put up 80 on them.
Coach, we make so our wide receiver coach, hey, that's my dog, love him. He graduated from there. Coach, he telling us the president of the school is fucking has been either he's been like talked to by the FBI for like terrorist activities or some shit.
What?
Oh, cause this school's a shithole.
What? I don't understand how this is like a sanctioned place. Like, we recognize.
We argue with them all the time. We go, your degree's not real.
No
This is
doubt.
not. This is not an accredited university.
Yeah, no way. No
Bro,
fucking.
all they got is computer. Ain't no professionals, coaches, computers. On the
No
third,
teachers either. Yeah, no teachers.
on the third floor, coach.
What?
Jesus.
That's unreal.
All right, let's get the fuck
Hey.
out of here. Do we got anything on the card for today? We got what's on the card?
Actually, I was talking about I was getting smoked. The Red Sox scored in the 5th inning to hit my team total over. So that's
There you go.
Yeah.
You got
I,
anything for this weekend?
I don't. If I was gambling, which I don't gamble,
People might be riding.
I'm not taking anything until we get to college football.
Yep. Same.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
done.
I've
30 days.
Ready to roll.
Well, we can celebrate. There won't be any more golf talk on this podcast. We're straight into football season now, boys. So, with that,
Fade us out, please. Fade us out. Fade us in and fade us out, please. One time for the one time.
good to have you boys back. Sammy, thanks for hopping on last call too. That was good.
Fuck the hurricane. Fuck Barley.
That's tomorrow. And that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know what. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
There it is. We are going to do this thing, yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Ready? Yeah.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out.
This thing is going to do with the video. This thing video.
What is? I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with I can't do it. We'll do it live.
No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.